We're back at Baan Anurak for Adriano Trapani's retro photo shoot. Decorated with hundreds of historical knickknacks, this restaurant and bar is perfect for a shoot like this. But first, Dean and I need to look the part too. So, Adriano, what inspired this? What got you started on this project?
This project started a couple of years ago, back when I was traveling in Europe and visiting a friend of mine. She had a collection of all these retro cards with very sarcastic quotes. And at the beginning I was just like, amused about it. And as I kept on traveling Europe, I started meeting various models and various people that are really interested into the retro look, and some of them they even live their daily life in retro clothes, and so it's not just their image but their way of life. So I started taking pictures of them. I like taking pictures of people, portraits mainly, and then I put the two together and I started adding one of these quotes with one of the models. The result was quite interesting. As I kept on traveling, I did a couple more shots, and then that was it. And it started being sleepy for a few months. Then back in Phuket, I met a couple other friends who had retro clothes, and I pitched them the idea. I said, would you pose for me with this clothes, and maybe we can add sarcastic quote, and they were all like happy to do it. So the project started growing, and from 3 pictures I had 5, 7, 10. Now I'm up to 17 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, and maybe tonight we'll reach quota 20 with you guys. Thanks for being such a good sport.
What are some examples of these quotes? What are you talking about when you're saying?
The very first one that I started with, which is still my favorite because it was the one that initiated everything, was I don't suffer from insanity, I enjoy every minute of it. Which is almost a little bit of my life story. So, I'm a little, you need to be crazy, artist, creative, but also a bit of nonsense sometimes. Other quotes that I really like are those related to coffee. So there's one, coffee, if you're not shaking you need another cup. There's another one that I did in a Swedish kitchen. One of these ladies that was living in the 90s, 50s with a perfectly 90s, 50s kitchen. And it was, if you want breakfast in bed, sleep in the kitchen. There's also another one of my favorites. It's also fun to add a bit of double meanings of it, because one of them is I cook with wine, sometimes I add it to the food.
Now this is only the first step in the process of actually creating your final image.
Yes.
How was that done? What do you do from here?
Of course, we need to start from something that already looks retro.
Okay.
So sometimes it's the clothes.
This is your shirt, right?
Yes. It's the clothes, it's the props, and for ladies especially, I have very good makeup artists that they can do like hairstyle in pin-up look and all those things. But then what almost every photographer now does is a bit of retouching, so taking some blemishes away and a bit of color processing and all these things. It takes quite a while, but then once you start having your workflow, it becomes pretty natural. If you want, I can even show it to you.
Yeah, let's see how this is done.
All right, come to my place and I'll show you.
All right, let's check it out. I'll follow you there.
Wow, I can't believe how long this stairwell was.
Yeah, at least we had a little time to change.
Yeah.
All right, now show me how this is done.
All right.
So Adriano, go ahead and let's see some of what we came up with today.
Alright, so this is a selection of the pictures I just taken of you and Dan. Let's go through this one that I particularly liked of the two of you together. And as you can see, this is the original. Now already you can see a little bit of processing, so there's a bit of touch-up, smoothing skin, getting rid of some imperfections. Here is the advanced step where I'm adding a bit of yellow tint to give the retro look. Plus there's a bit of noise and graying added, so to give as well the retro vintage effects. And lastly, the quote that I just picked up for you, "We go together like drunk and disorderly," I think is very appropriate, and my signature for it.
And then when you do the touch-ups, can we look in a little bit closer exactly what you're doing? So the next one through, you said you blur the background, so that goes.
Yep. So and as you can see, the background is a little bit blurred. I had a bit of touch-up on your skin, so it looks a little bit smoother, and some imperfections like, I don't know, pimples or moles or stuff like that.
That right there goes away?
Yeah, go away. He also looks a little bit more younger and
you actually pop his eyes a little bit.
Yes, because he was squinting a little bit, so in order to have a more appealing look, I just stretched his eyes a little bit more.
When you're talking about getting rid of some of the blemishes and also expanding the eyes, I think one of the things they say in the modeling industry is that you'll never meet anyone who looks as good as a person on the cover of Vogue or whatnot, not even the model themselves.
Yeah, there's even who was Cindy Crawford once said in an interview, "I wish I would look like Cindy Crawford," because yeah, there's not only the magic of the makeup artist and the stylist and the lights, but then there's a bit of digitally enhanced process where blemishes, everyone is not perfectly symmetrical, is not perfectly even, so maybe there's an eye that is smaller or an eye that is bigger, or there's an imperfection, there's a blemish, so all these things they taken care of digitally.
Yeah, but one of the things I thought was particularly interesting is you were talking about the fact that eyes are often enhanced and made bigger. Now you have pictures of Mermaid Cat, who's a professional model.
Yes.
And obviously you said someone you work very well with. Yes. Can we go take a look at those and see kind of, because her eyes really pop, I think.
This was a picture that I took over 2 weeks ago. And as you can see, this is the original, and this is the final image. So what I did, I enlarged a little bit the eyes, I even whitened it, and I enhanced a little bit of the lights and everything else. The process is still the same. I added a bit of a yellow tint and a bit of graying, and again, I started with a good picture and a good pose and all the rest. So in the end, when you start with a good picture, you don't have to work that much in post-process, but still, even extremely good-looking professional models, they have a little bit of things that in the end you want to try to enhance as well.
Right, so it really does, I mean, you still have to have a canvas to work with that's reasonable. You can't just take someone like me and make me model quality.
A rule among photographers is instead of taking care of it in post-production, is to start with a good picture, so post-production will be limited to the minimum.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing some of your magic. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
And we'll see you again soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Experience the exquisite, luxuriate in opulence. Enjoy an Andaman view unlike any other. Le Versace, the height of excellence, high above Patong.
Are you having problems with hot weather? The globe's heating up, fans aren't cool enough, it's too warm inside your house. Chu Trading's your solution. We provide cooling systems with high standard installation techniques by qualified engineers. Cool your house by calling 086 470 2026.